Talk about phase 2 of elections. Of course, there are several important states which are in the polling fray today. Kerala and Karnataka, two biggies from the south, where in fact in Kerala all the seats are voting today. 20 Lok Sabha seats, voting is underway there. And for Karnataka also, 14 seats have gone into elections today. And the key seats, all the 4 constituencies in Bengaluru are also seeing polling today. Let me turn to Neeja Chaudhary first. She's joining us in the studio. Neeja, in terms of Kerala, this question is of course being asked in terms of how BJP is trying to open their account. Shashi Tharoor made a dig the other day saying that the only account they can open are bank accounts. But do you see any sort of surprises coming our way as far as BJP is concerned in Kerala?
Kerala, I think the BJP is expected to increase its vote share. Whether it will actually open its account, I don't know. I mean, it would be a big victory if they do. But I think increase in vote share, yes. The Kerala battle has been very interesting. Last time, 19 out of 20 seats were taken by the Congress. The left parties took only 1. This time, the chief minister is going all out to make sure that it increases that tally. And there has been an all-out war between Rahul Gandhi and the CM. So, will that, attacking each other on CAA, it provoked, the left has been attacking the CAA, saying the Congress has been silent on it. It provoked Chidambaram to say they will scrap it if they come to power, and so on, going back to emergency rule of Indira Gandhi. And considering that the left parties and the Congress are allies in the India alliance, this visceral kind of fight has surprised people. But I think the left wants to up its tally, and that is where they're coming from. So it remains to be seen. Of course, Rahul Gandhi is contesting the Wayanad election. We are also waiting to see after Wayanad is over whether his candidature will be announced from Amethi. And but they were waiting for Wayanad to be over. They didn't want to mix the messages to the Wayanad voter that in case he wins Amethi, he may give up Wayanad. So that's a risk they didn't want to take. But Kerala, very interesting.
Sandeep Shastri, Naresh Kosik, rather, who's joining us on the show. Mr. Kosik, do you think, as what Neeja was referring to, the kind of verbal volley that we saw from the Congress and the left in Kerala, that took everyone by surprise? They were really going at it right till the last point, with senior leaders, in fact, being involved. Pinarayi Vijayan from one side and Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi from the other side as well, engaging in that kind of tutu meme, so to speak, that we saw. Is that going to hurt the India bloc in any way in Kerala?
I'm not sure, because Kerala is a different case, and in southern India they have different kind of alliance in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, but in north they have different alliance. So in Kerala they are fighting each other. And it's for the left parties, it's a kind of do and die situation in Kerala, because last time their vote share decreased and they only could manage to win only 1 seat. And this time, Congress, while would like to repeat that performance, the left people would like to increase their vote share, and there are some indications that that might happen. But the interesting story is the third player, which is BJP. As Neeja has rightly said, it will be a big victory for BJP if they manage to win any seat, and they are hoping that they may win, maybe 1 or 2 seats. Although their prediction number is higher, but I don't think many people would say that they could win, more than 1 or 2 seats at the maximum. And the same is in Tamil Nadu. So this is the situation for BJP. BJP is obviously going to increase its vote share. It already did last time, and it remains to be seen how many more voters BJP can get this time. But the focus is now going to turn to north after that, because although today Karnataka, half of the seats are being fought, and that is also quite crucial because the Congress party won the election there. But I think people would like to know whether Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi would fight from UP, Amethi and Raebareli. And they can't really say at the moment because they don't want to disturb the Wayanad voters because they sent him to Lok Sabha the last time. So, but this time it's likely that both sister and brother may fight from UP.
Right. We'll, of course, have to wait and see whether there's a Congress announcement coming out on that aspect or not. But let me bring in my political guests and from the Congress, Sujata Paul. Let's turn our focus to Karnataka. Congress, of course, got victory in the state in the assembly elections last year. But when it comes to certain key seats, key Lok Sabha seats, Congress has actually, if I'm not wrong, won a seat in Bengaluru for past several years now. As I'm talking about Lok Sabha seats there. Is it going to be any different this time around, you feel?
This time, Karnataka is going to be a clean sweep by the Congress party, and the reason is very clear that the Prime Minister, who in 2014 and 2019 made Lok Sabha elections about national issues, has had to come down to the basic issues of the people. And he's only talking about the Congress manifesto. No matter how much he tries to malign it, people are not believing it. In fact, he has been our star campaigner for our manifesto. People are downloading it in hordes and reading it because people want to know if what Prime Minister Modi has said is correct. But when they read it, and the more they read it, they realize that the Congress manifesto has everything that favors the people of the country, their conditions today. There are clear methods and ways and means of removing poverty, getting past the issues of inflation and price rise, a vision to do away with unemployment, give lots and lots of employment. And we don't give figures like 2 crores. In fact, we've come out with a calendar which says how we will be filling in the 30 lakh central government vacancies. So people are looking towards the Congress and they do want change.
Sujata Paul, are you worried
Karnataka,
about the caste factor? Sorry to interrupt you there, because caste dynamics have a big role to play here in Karnataka. The Vocaliga factor, the fact that the BJP and the JDS are in a tie-up, and the JDS has in fact got a huge loyal base in terms of the Vocaligas and certain seats which are in the fray this time around in phase 2 elections. Is that a headache?
Not at all. And, as far as JDS is concerned, I don't really give them too much this time, because since the last assembly elections, if you see, elections have become almost bipolar. And when it comes to national elections, it's going to be clearly bipolar between the BJP and the Congress party in Karnataka. This regional player, which has been jumping ship every election, is not going to be trusted by the people of the country. So, that doesn't really make a difference. People are bothered about what they are getting.
Neeti Jain, would you want to respond to that? Okay, you've made your point, Sujata. Neeti Jain, would you want to respond to that? The fact that despite the kind of confidence that BJP has shown going into these elections, they have decided to play it a bit safe in Karnataka by getting into an alliance with the JDS. So that's playing safe from BJP's side, but Congress is saying that DK Shivkumar also has the kind of heft that maybe an HD Kumaraswamy can pull. What would you say to that?
So I think the BJP has allies in a lot of other states. The people who have decided to work with us, we are allying with that. It's nothing new or playing safe in Karnataka. I think the agenda that we are moving with in our election is the 10 years of work that we have done. And if the Congress party feels that the PM talking about their manifestos and the issues in their manifestos is helping them, then best of luck to them and all my good wishes to them, because all we are doing is telling the people about the pointers and the agendas that the Congress party is talking about. Here is a party, which is the BJP, that is talking about a vision for the country in 2047. And another party is here that is talking about caste, that is talking about promoting the personal law, that is talking about giving out freebies to people. So just for an example, there is Rahul Gandhi who's talking about giving 1 lakh to every woman. And here is Prime Minister Modi, who has already created 1 crore Lakpati Didis, but not by giving them money, but by giving them opportunities to earn that money. And they would definitely not stop at just being 1 lakh. They are going to earn more. Then that is the opportunity that you give to people. You cannot give khatakat money to anybody unless you create those opportunities. And that is what we have been telling people. If you're happy that we are talking about your manifesto, I think it is you who needs to talk about that manifesto and understand what is written in that. I think the Congress itself does not understand what the manifesto says.
Okay. All right. I'll let Sujata quickly respond to that before I go back to my experts. Yes, quickly, Sujata.
Simply, when we see the Prime Minister talking about 2047 and not elaborating on what he wants, and he starts
No, but you're not even talking about your own manifesto, ma'am, for this election.
I don't understand. So, you know, when we are talking about today, we are talking about the manifesto of the people. It is the manifesto that has come from people. And the Prime Minister is also talking about it. So you can clearly see which side the weight is more. And the direct benefit transfer is what the Prime Minister keeps talking about. And here the BJP spokesperson is talking about the opportunities given. The 5 kilo ration are the opportunities that you've given.
I'll respond to that.
Yes, quickly, I want to go back to my other guests as well. Neeti, quickly respond to that point and then we go back to
this. Yes, this is something that the Congress will not understand. The DBT is given to a certain segment of people. It is not given to everybody in the country. The opportunities. Now, ma'am, you are talking in between.
Let me finish your point, Sujata.
You don't let me talking in between.
1 second, please. Sujata, please let Neeti finish her point.
The farmers are being given. The farmers are being given direct.
Everybody's turn.
One second.
I'm not going to
I did
One
not
second.
say anything.
Let Neeti finish her point, please. 10 seconds.
The farmers are being given the direct benefit transfer. The women who can, or the middle class is being given opportunities, and they will grow. And that is how you bring people out of poverty and give them opportunities to grow. That is what we are doing, and that is a vision which Congress lacks.
Yes. All right, point taken. Ninja, if I can bring you in this point, you know, the kind of, there's a manifesto squabble going on in our this show as well. The kind of, back and forth that we have seen being led by the Prime Minister and, of course, several other senior leaders of the BJP and the Congress, of course, retorting to it point by point almost on a daily basis. What kind of an impact will it have on not just phase 2, but on the remaining phases of elections? Of course, this is only going to get more high-pitched with every going day. So how do you think this is setting everything apart from what we have seen in the first phase of elections and preceding that, and now the kind of verbal arguments we are seeing?
See, it's very clear the timing of the Prime Minister's speech in Banswara was soon after the first phase of elections was over. And that phase saw a slump in the voting turnout. So, and it seems to have worried the ruling BJP much more than the Congress. Whereas normally what happens is, if the percentage of voting is lower, the incumbent party is happier, because it's only change that brings people out in large numbers. But the effect has been the reverse. I think it would also be simplistic to conclude that there is a nervousness in the BJP, and because of this nervousness, the Prime Minister is shifting gear. Clearly, the Prime Minister has shifted gear. He's brought the rhetoric back to Hindu-Muslim. And all over North India, this time people in the first phase were saying it was not a Hindu-Muslim election. And of course, there was dissatisfaction on local issues. Local caste alignments had come to the fore. So, that being the case, it wasn't like a Modi wave, but nor is it there an anger against Modi. People would say, I'm unhappy about this, but I'm going to vote for the BJP, or who's there to vote for? And therefore, should I vote for Nota, or should I sit at home? You know, this kind of talk was there. So I think that the Prime Minister has now pitched it to the old tried and tested method, and pitched it very high. It's not some BJP leader who's done it. It's the top of the BJP, and he's not done it one-off in Banswara.
Every day
meeting
almost.
After meeting, day after day, he is creating that. And what is it? He's saying your Mangal Sutras will be taken over. They are talking about redistribution of wealth, and in that redistribution, it's going to be given to the Muslims. So it's OBC reservation in Karnataka, that OBC quota is being given to the Muslims. So clearly there is a pattern in this. Is it only to maximize their gains? Of course, clearly there is worry also. And the BJP is a party that doesn't sit back. Even if the moment they get feedback, they will put some course correction. And this is the course correction that we are seeing. Now, the interesting thing for me is, 25% voter turnout at 11 o'clock. what was it last time in the first phase at 11 o'clock? We don't remember. Does it
I
mean
can
it's
pull it up.
dropped or is it increased a little bit?
I'll try and see if I have that
Number
figure.
two,
I think.
what is the impact that the Prime Minister's rhetoric of the last days is having at the ground level? Is it having an impact? I could see Malda meeting, there was a lot of, people responding. The recent meetings have not been, people have sat very quietly and listened.
Right.
So this was what, there are what I call the
It was
dead crowds
more or
and
less
the
the
live
same,
crowds.
sorry, 25.6,
So,
around 11 a.m. at
So
last
almost
2019.
the same,
Yeah.
almost the same as last time. So
Yeah.
let us see the impact
Right.
that the Prime Minister's new rhetoric and shift of gear has on the voter in the coming phases.